Hello, my name is Father Demetri, and today I'm going to talk about the Golden Fleece. Part of my heritage, part of growing up, was hearing about all the myths and all the Greek gods and goddesses and all the stories of the heroes and everything like that. And one of the stories that I remember my grandmother telling me was that of Jason and the Argonauts. Jason was a man who was prophesied to appear before the king, be missing a sandal, and he was set on a task which he had to gather the group of people to go onto the Argo, and the sailors were called the Argonauts, and that's where you get the word Argonauts, is the sailors of the Argo. And Jason's task was to actually search for and retrieve the Golden Fleece. Now, the Golden Fleece was in a land very, very far off, and it was guarded by a sleepless dragon. The dragon, obviously, in the name of itself, never slept. It never rested. It never stopped guarding the fleece. And Jason, through whatever ways that he was able to do it, was able to gather. But he went through everything he could so he could gain his title, his place as king. And so he went and found the fleece. Well, to me, I liken that a lot to the gospel. The Golden Fleece is likened to the gospel. We too have a sleepless dragon, in our adversary, the enemy of our souls, Satan, that never rests. He never stops. He never gives up trying to distract us from the gospel. And we have to go through so many different trials and tribulations. Just like Jason, he had to go through clashing rocks. He had to fend off sirens. And a lot of those things we can definitely parallel to what goes on in our world. Sirens are out there all the time, trying to call us and trying to bring us into a ruin, trying to lead us astray. The sirens would sing a beautiful song, but the sirens were horrible. They were treacherous, and they would lead the sailors off into a place and end up getting them killed. And the clashing rocks they would have to go through, the rocks would get pushed together. And oftentimes we are often crushed in this world. We're often hurt, and we're wounded often by the different forces that oppose us in this world. I mean, all the fear and anxiety that we have talked about, and all the fear and anxiety that we've all been feeling for the last few years, has nothing to match to what's been going just on the last few months. The world has changed. The world has changed a lot. With the emergence of the coronavirus, with the emergence of all the violence and unrest, all the things that are going on in our country, it's hard to imagine. But the Golden Fleece is out there. We have to just keep on searching it. And Jesus really, he talks about the pearl of great price, something that's out there that you would sell everything in your possession so you could attain it. That's the gospel. That's the kingdom of heaven. What we search for and we have to go through is we often have to have our own crew, our own sailors that navigate this life. We have captains, we have the priests, we have the bishops, we have the people leading us. Hopefully they're doing a good job, and they're leading us to find that land that's very far away. And often while we're being navigated through, there's death and there's sadness and sickness and everything else that opposes us on that path. But if we stay true, if we stay with our captain, if we stay with our true king, who is Jesus Christ, if we constantly look toward him, we will find that pearl of great price. In essence, we're going to find the Golden Fleece out there waiting for us to take it up. The Golden Fleece had many different things that was believed that it meant, but one of the meanings of the Golden Fleece was it meant it was royalty. Because once we get that Golden Fleece, once we get that pearl of great price, we're going to earn something that no one else will possibly have if they don't accept the same pearl. Jesus Christ told us if we believe in him and we accept him and we honor him and do our best to have mercy and love and compassion for other people, he doesn't expect us to be perfect. He does expect us to be perfect, but he doesn't expect us to be perfect in all things, because he was able to counteract all the failings that we had with his strength. His strength is what helps us to get through all the treacherous storms and everything else that we have facing in this life. So we need to give up everything that we have in order to gain that golden fleece. I'm not talking about selling your house. I'm not talking about selling all that you have. But if those things are in the way, then you need to go before God and ask, what do I need to do to gain that pearl of great price, Lord? How do I get the people in my life that will show me the way, that will show me the truth, that will help me and guide me until I can be that person that I can help others guide them to the kingdom of heaven? So I pray that this has strengthened you, and as we're traversing this life together, that this little 5 minutes that I give every day, I try to give every day, that it will guide you and help you and strengthen you when you're searching for that pearl of great price, that golden fleece that's out there. The gospel is waiting for us to take in hand. It's not enough to say that we have read the scriptures. It's not enough to say that we have read the gospel. We got to start living the gospel. We got to start believing in the gospel. We got to start unfolding all those different layers that are embedded in the gospel. Because on the surface, when people just read it and they don't read it with the Holy Spirit filling them and moving them, it's just going to be words. But the gospel has something that will unlock more and more of God's wisdom. Until we understand the gospel as best as we can, we will begin to understand who Jesus Christ really is. So may the Lord bless you and protect you. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your understanding. Know that He is still on the throne, He is still in control, and He will bless and protect us and keep us safe.